Hello everyone. This is our first guide in Throne of Liberty, and I felt the need to create this guide. That's an unedited guide. So I felt the need because I've seen so many guides and misinformation in the on the internet. So let's talk about some things you should actually do when you log in into the game. How you fish, what's the best way to fish, to level up fishing, and what's up with the rods. So the first thing when you log in is go to the Sandwich Merchant. That's whether you fish or not. Get every daily limit resource for cooking, because that's a daily limit. So you actually want to buy every daily limit item in the game that's actually useful to you. So in the Sandwich Merchant, you get every material for cooking, and then you come here and get the fishing bait. That's a daily limit of 1, so you actually want to get this. Now, we're talking only about fishing. Another thing you should actually get every day is the Mystic Key, and we'll come back to it later because there's something about fishing tied to it, and yeah, that's about it. So another way to get fishing baits, these simple ones, is to go to the shop and use the ornate coins and get these. You can get 100 monthly, so you can actually get these as many times as you want to level up your fishing. Now in the game there are another 3 baits. One of them is the shrimp. In order to get the shrimp, you have to kill mobs that actually spawn in close to shorelines and stuff like that. In order to see which mobs they are, you just click on location, go to the mobs, click on a mob, and just see if they had the shrimp. Every cetacean, mega lobster, hermit lobster, or whatever, they all have the bait. At daybreak shore, it's the same thing. You can farm the shrimp and other things as well. So that's how you get the second bait. The third bait is a worm, and I have 2 in my inventory. You get worms by collecting wood out in the world. So if you cut down trees, there is a chance you're gonna get the worm bait. And the fourth bait is actually fish fillet. So in order to get fish fillet, you dissolve fish you gather. The only fish that's actually dissolvable is the fish your character holds in one hand when you fish, instead of the 2 hand. So if you fish something, if you cut something and your character holds it with 2 hands, that means that you can dissolve it. So you're gonna use it for cooking. You come here, for example, in the oven, and there are so many recipes that use fish. Some of the recipes only use fresh water, other recipes use salt water as well. So this one, for example, only uses freshwater fish. All these fish are freshwater. There are some recipes that use only saltwater fish, and there are some that use both of them. For example, the fish steak as well, it's only freshwater. Let me check. Maybe fish porridge. Yes, the fish porridge uses both of them. No, actually, the fish porridge only uses saltwater fish. So the first, I said porridge. It's not porridge. It's pottage. So the fish pottage only uses saltwater fish. All of these are saltwater fish. So what I wanna show you, it's this. That's a great example. So keep in mind that fish, the banded butterfish, and now I'll show you why. So in the game, I found 2 places to fish. There are 2 places I fish, basically, not to fish. You can fish in any body of water deep enough, but I fish in 2 spots. One is the Vienta port, where I fish the saltwater fish, and then there's this lake, the Crescent Moon Lake, because it's close to the waypoint, and here I fish the freshwater fish. Now, it's not just what fish you wanna fish and catch, it's about how fast you want to level up. And why am I saying that? So if you fish in this location, right, the freshwater lake, I'll show you now. You get one white fish you can dissolve, one white you can only cook, you get one blue you can cook, and then you get the arowana, which is the green fish of the salt of the freshwater, and you can either dissolve or cook with it. All dissolvable fishes you can cook with them, but I think it's better to dissolve them and get bait back. So if I press Ctrl F and choose, for example, my my paste bait, okay, I press F and I'll show you how to fish as well now. So you have to throw in your bait, have your finger in Q, and when the icon pops here, you press Q. Now, what you want to do is stick on the opposite side of the direction of the fish, and you just catch the fish. We got the arowana, the fish I wanted to show you. So this is the only green fish you're gonna get from this lake. This is it. You can either cook with it or dissolve it. If I dissolve the arowana, you get uncommon fish oil, and you get one fish fillet. So only the green and above fish give you fish oil, and they also give you fish fillet, which is something you can get from any other one handheld fish you catch. As you saw, the arowana was a fish I caught with one hand. So let's see again. When you fish, you don't care about the green bar. That's your stamina. It doesn't matter if it reaches 0, but if it does, you have to stop it, because if you don't, then as you see, the bar is not going down. You have to go back and then do it again. So once you deplete the stamina of the fish, you catch the fish. This fish, we hold it with 2 hands, so it's not dissolvable. This is a largemouth bass, and if you see here, if I go to dissolve, I can't dissolve it, because we actually hold it with 2 hands. It's pretty big, and you use it only for cooking. That's about it. So when you fish, you hold in the opposite direction the fish is going, and once your stamina bar depletes, you just lift your finger, it goes up in about 1 second, and then you continue in the opposite direction the fish is going at that specific moment. Now, as you saw, the fish had 2 arrows downwards. That means that the stamina bar of the fish is depleting faster than usual for this fish, and that's because of my fishing level. So my fishing level is at 14. It's at 13 plus 1 because I have the green rod. Now, how do you get the green rod? In order to get the green rod, you need 10 nature jade. You can see here at the small sack. In order to get the nature jade, you have to fish the small sack or the big sack. The small sack has a chance to spawn the nature jade, and the chance of it is about 12%. Don't look at this. This is the chance that the nature jade will drop if the group 3 appears in the sack. So we want to check at this. The group 3 is at 12%. So there's a 12% chance for each sack we open to get the nature jade. In a big sack, the nature jade is a guaranteed drop, so it's far better to get it. But the sack is pretty rare, the big one. About the groups, I'll try to show you something else, how they work. So when you open the sack, there's a 100% chance you're gonna get gold, right? Because it's in group 1. And there is a 20% chance for its amount of gold to be dropped. That's how sacks work in containers, and it's the same in like any other container in the game. That's how groups work. So you see many tips in this video, it's fine. You can pause the video, go back, forth, and yeah. Now, another tip about the sacks. I've fished so much in the game. I've got 0 sacks of any kind using any other bait apart from paste. So I only get the sacks using paste bait. I don't know if that's the case for everyone, or I'm just unlucky while fishing with fish fillet. But I've got 0 sacks while fishing with fish fillet, and I fish with fish fillet many times. So this is how you fish and how you get the freshwater fish. why should you actually choose the saltwater since the recipes are less, not so good, and all this? So the reason you wanna fish in Vienta port or any other body of saltwater is only one: leveling up faster. And why is this the case? I'll show you right away. So as I show you, you can only buy one pack of bait per day using the contract coins, or multiple by using the ornate here. So you can use ornate to get fish, to get fishing bait chest. It's the same as the previous one. If you want to spend ornate, go ahead and do this. If you don't want to spend ornate, it's fine. You're gonna get 50 per day. Now, how can you get more fish fillet and keep fishing for a larger period of time to level up faster? So the best way is to go to saltwater fish, and the reason is that you can actually get this one. So this is an uncommon fish, a green one, like the arowana we fished in the freshwater. But as you saw, the arowana gives 2 fish oil and 1 fish bait. This one, the banded butterfly fish, this gives 2 oil and 2 fish bait. So it gives more fish bait than the previous one. So you can actually fish for longer periods of time. And that's how I get my fish fillet. I go and fish in salt water. I get this one, I get the balan ras or the barracuda, depending on where I fish. And that's how you progress faster and level up faster in fishing. So now, what does leveling up do? So leveling up, the only thing that leveling up does, from what I've seen actually, is that it makes easier to catch each fish. How does it do this? So each fish, for example, has a bar of stamina. Let's say 100 stamina, right? When you spend and you have a bar of 100 stamina yourself, which is the green bar. So each fish has that bar, but for each 1 stamina you waste, you get 1 stamina wasted from a gray fish, for example. If you go to a green fish, for each 1 point of stamina you spend, you get 0.5 stamina of the fish depleted, for example. All these are examples so you can understand. So leveling up actually makes your stamina deplete more of the fish stamina. So the fish stamina is lowering in a greater percentage and in a faster way than it did beforehand. From what I've seen, it's not about grade, but it's about fish itself, because there are different kinds of gray fish, and each gray fish has its own stamina depletion rate. It's not the same. It's not a flat rate between all the gray grade fish. So, for example, at level 10, I would get a bonus. I would get the downward arrows in one of the gray fish, and at level 13, I got it to the rest of them. So it's not the same for every fish. At level 14, I got it for the large mouth bass. At level 13, I didn't get it. So it actually depends on the fish. But it generally makes it easier for you to deplete the stamina bar of the fish. That's all. It's not about the fish getting away or anything like that. It's just about how fast you are depleting the stamina of the fish. Now, let's talk about rods. Are rods worth it? I don't know. The only thing I've seen rods do is actually increase the fish bonus level. So I'm actually at 13, but because I have this fishing and this fishing rod, and I'm getting +1 to my fishing bonus level, I got up to 14. So that's what it does. There are multiple ways to get other fishing rods. In order to upgrade your the rods you can craft, you have to go to the Sandries crafter. Give me 1 second. So in Stoneguard Castle, all the crafters are purple. So it's this, but it's the same icon in every town. So you go to this one, the Sandries crafter, and here you can craft your road up to blue. You buy the one from with coins, with the daily coins. You buy the fishing bait. It's right next to it. So here you can upgrade to steel fishing rod. You need to spend 10 nature jade to get it. So you give your bamboo the first one and get the steel, and then you need 30 to get to the blue one. So the blue gives you a +2 bonus to fishing level. The green gives you +1. The bamboo gives you no level increase. Now, how can you get the purple ones? So in the game, there are also purple rods you can get you can get by dropping them. So one of them is through mystical orbs. What are mystical orbs? So let me show you. If you buy the keys I told you at the beginning, here at the contract coin merchant, if you buy these keys, you would see some orbs in the map, some circle orbs, and if you collect them, a larger mystical portal is open and you can see it on the map. Let me try to show you some of it. I can only buy 4, that's fine. We'll go pretty quick to find one in Pure Light Tower. I'm sure it's pretty easy because of the way the terrain is built. So yeah. If we look around at our minimap, give me 1 sec. We will be able to find some. There are some maps, because the places they appear are pretty standard. So there are some maps you can actually take a look at and see where they might spawn. If you do it every day, it's gonna be super easy for you. You're gonna know where they spawn and stuff like that. So you see on the minimap, there's an orb. So you go close to that orb, and if you pick it up, you use 1 key, and there's a chance a portal will open. Let's hope a portal will open. No, it doesn't. So if you get this, you're gonna get a message right here on the top screen that says that the portal has been opened. Once the portal is open, you can use that portal to you can use it without spending any keys, and there is a chance you can get a platinum fishing rod from that portal. The platinum fishing rod gives you +1 to your fishing, and +1 from the blue, so it's actually a +3, and you can get it that way. Another way to get a purple one is actually through a boss, a Tevin boss. What do I mean through a boss? So when you go to a boss, you get a participation chest. If you play on a server that the Tevin boss is actually available, you're going to get this participation chest. If you open it, there's a chance you're gonna get a fishing rod. The fishing rod is called Tevin fishing rod. So that's another purple rod. The third purple rod you can get in a game, it's hidden behind the Amitoi. The only way to get the Kraken one, that's called Kraken fishing rod, it's through the Amitoi expedition. You have to send the Amitoi in the Daybreak Sword, that's why I do it, and get this sack. So you get this one, and there is the fishing rod. So if I click on this one, it says that at group 2 with a 4.27%, I can get the fishing rod if I get a bag while I complete the expedition. So let me claim. I didn't get it. But it's fine. So let's send them in a 1 hour expedition. And the best way, well, I'm not going to talk about expeditions. We'll do another video on it to tell you the best way and how to use your Amitoy and farm stuff from there and what stuff are actually worth it. So I think that's all about fishing. We've talked about how to level it faster, which is actually fishing saltwater fish and get more bait out of the blue grade fish when you dissolve it. We've talked about where we fish. I fish here for fresh fish. I fish here for saltwater fish. We've talked about the 4 baits, the one you get for free, not free, but using the daily coins or the ornate coins to get the chest of the 50 fish bait. We've talked about the shrimp, which we can actually get at Daybreak Shore and Windhill Shore. We've talked about the fish fillet, which is another bait you dissolve fish. And we've talked about the worm, which is another fishing bait you get through collecting wood. Now, again, we've said that in order to get the fish fillet and dissolve fish, you can only dissolve fish your character holds in one hand when you fish them, which are smaller fish. And the larger ones your character holds with 2 hands. These are only used in cooking. We've talked about the fishing rods. You can craft 2 of them. You get the bamboo one with the daily coins, and then you can craft you can craft and evolve it up to grade blue with nature jade. We've talked how to get the nature jade from small and big sacks. There is a 12% chance to get them from small bags and a 100% chance to get them from big bags. I've told you that the only way I could actually get the sacks was using the paste bait, which you can get from the coins in the ornate store. And we've talked about how to get the other 3 purple ones. One is through the mystic keys and the mystic portal if you're lucky enough to open a portal and get it. The other one is through a boss that I think it's not even in our server. Give me 1 sec. It's the Tevent. The boss is called Tevent, which is this one. It's the arc boss. It's this one, which is unlocked at chapter 5 in the last mission. When you complete this mission, you get the Tevent arc boss, and that's how you unlock it. The other purple one is through the Daybreak Shore Amito expedition. You get the blue sack, this one, and get the Kraken fishing rod. And yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any other question about fishing or any other aspect of the game, because most of the guides are all over the place, feel free to ask. We showed how you fish. So yeah, don't tap it like an idiot or, you know, just don't do it. Don't tap it. You're gonna miss the fish. Just fish all the way until your stamina is depleted or until the fish changes direction, then change your direction. And yeah, that's about it. I think the only thing I didn't talk about is what happens when you fish and the fish turns red. This means that you're not efficient enough in pulling in the fish, so it turns red. If it remains red for a long period of time, you're floating buoy, then the fish is going to go. But if you are efficient, the stamina of the fish will turn green, will have a green glow around it. So that means you're super efficient. If you can actually keep on doing that, the fish is not going to turn red. Yeah, that's about it. So, as I've already stated, if you want to know any other guide, anything about the game, the most efficient way to progress, to have gear, where to focus, what's best for your character or your progression, guide about bosses, dungeons, how to party and stuff like that, feel free to leave a comment below so you can give me some ideas about what guides you want to see. And if you liked what I've talked about, like the video and see you in the next. See ya. Bye-bye.